No, it's usually not in the room this morning. I feel like there's something special about this morning. I heard that there's a group of folks in the house. Raise your hand if you're from the Iron Yard. Awesome. Yeah. Well, really glad that y'all made it out. Welcome to One Lane Cups. My name is Jordan Carlisle, and I'm one of the organizers with this event. For those of you who haven't been, which how many of those Iron Yard students have not been, and how many other people from the audience haven't been? Awesome. So the whole idea around One Lane Cups is we're bringing people together around ideas, and the thesis is if we can share 1 million more cups of coffee with each other, we can fundamentally change the way our entrepreneurial ecosystem works. And if you think about it, it's true because how many times have you had a drink with somebody, whether it was happy hour or in the morning getting coffee, and you've come up with brilliant ideas and had a brilliant idea, and once you shared it with that person, it really ignited that answer to the next level and put action behind whatever it was. Well, so what we're about here is listening to entrepreneur stories, and through that process, building empathy for what they're going through. What inspired them to do what they're doing? Why are they doing it? Who are they solving it for? What are some of the challenges that they have to overcome through that process? What are maybe some bumps in the road that they've overcome? And then what are some of the successes that we can champion with them? And then after that, make sure you pay attention and take notes if you want to, because we're going to do a Q&A for about 20 minutes, where you get a chance to ask some really more in-depth questions about the business model, how things work, and anything that stands out to help understand and also challenge the entrepreneur. We couldn't do this though without a quick shout out to our awesome space, the Adventure Center in Little Rock Side Park. Also the Little Rock Chamber for supporting us with promotional and getting us off the ground from day one. Also, awesome shout out to our organizers, Nicholas Norfolk, who is also a sponsor through CNOS Media. We also have Charles Richardson with Richardson Design, who helps us with graphics each and every week. Mike Steely, who's kind of our go-to champion. You can't not talk to Mike and figure out 1 million cups. And then Susie Cowan, who is the brains behind Legends of Arkansas Festival. And then myself, we are all the passionate people behind making 1 million cups grow in our community. Also, the last one, obviously, is the Kauffman Foundation. So Kauffman is based out of Kansas City, and they were the organization that birthed the 1 million cups concept and built out all the tools and back end and everything to help us execute and implement 1 million cups in our community, which puts us with over 70 other communities that are doing this. Which brings me to one of my last points is if you tune in on social media, you will be exposed to kind of the 1 million cups movement here in Little Rock and also potentially in the 1 million cups nation. So tweet at 1 million cups Little Rock using hashtag #1CLR. And then if you find anything inspiring from our presenters today, you can also find their handles up there. And make sure to capture that, take pictures, because we want to create an echo chamber here so that the rest of the community who maybe wasn't able to come this morning knows what's going on, and we can start creating those vibrations and ripples through our community. All right, so we've kind of talked about how this all works, but now we're going to get to the why, and that's the entrepreneurs themselves. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Luke Irvin, who's going to tell us about South Ventures.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes, good. Audio back's good. Awesome. Wow. This is incredible. This is a great turnout. Seeing a lot of new faces, so this is exciting for me. Because a lot of you I don't know, so hopefully this gives us a chance to know each other, and after this, more questions. All right, so South Ventures. So in a nutshell, what we are is a mobile development and content creation studio. It's not anything new. We're going to talk about this a little bit later. So our mission right now is to build out 3 to 4 products per year to see what can work, what's going to work, what's going to stick. If it doesn't stick, that's fine. We can toss it to the side and move on to the next idea. So before I go into the why, I just want to introduce the team of South. So it's myself. My background is iOS. I've been building iOS apps for the past 5 years. My co-founders are Ryan Day and Ed Brickler. Ryan brings UI design. He also has a marketing background. Ed brings our Android development. He's also a full stack developer, so server, web, pretty incredible. So I think we have a really strong team. Clearly, we're focusing on mobile, but we're not going to do web out of the picture as well. We just want to look at mobile first. So let's go into the why. Like, why are we doing this? And this is something I was up last night and this morning thinking about. We've been discussing this because I really want this to be impactful to you. I want you to leave out of here with something on the why. And Ed and I, a second ago, were saying, well, really, like, why not? You know, when we look at what we're doing, we're really looking at this as an opportunity, right? I'm thinking on, like, I started thinking about this in the last year, around November. I was really kind of thinking about what I wanted to do going into this year, because I've been building so many different products, felt a little unstable. I wanted to get more structure. I wanted to have a mission. I wanted, more substance there. So, we've been hearing a lot of stories recently about just kind of what's going on in our state. We're the underdogs. So many people just ignore us, right? We're the flyover state. So much is happening on the coast in Silicon Valley, New York City. And over the past 12 months, I've seen incredible products and services arrive, but I don't think we'll ever see them. And I've seen so many different things that would work here. Like, we have an audience, we have people that would use these services. So that really just frustrated me. And then we started talking about everything that's going on here. We have the vintage center, we have 1 million cups, we have the innovation, we have so many things. I think Ryan put it best when we were talking about this last week, is that if you look at it, all of these different things, what they're doing is essentially like tilling the soil for us. They're doing a lot of work for us. It takes a lot of stress off of us. So as entrepreneurs, what do we need to do? As creatives, we just need to put in the work. We actually need to execute on our ideas. We need to build the products, because they're doing a lot of work for us. Like, once we have the product built, we're basically just planting that seed. And then from there, we have this community to help us grow those products and help us scale them to find an audience. That's why we're doing this. So, like I said, this isn't anything to do what I'm doing. This has been done before. There's some success here. And I want to share one example, and this is what really motivated me. This was like that kick in the butt, like, okay, like, he's doing this, like, it can be done. You've got to do this. So the example I wanted to share is North. Kind of funny, right? This was started a year ago in August, and they just went on that mission. Let's build out ideas to see what works, and if something works, that's great. If it doesn't work, we just put it to the side. So, kind of looking through their history, the first thing they built was a mobile app called Tiny. I don't know if any of you use this, but you take pictures, but it keeps the picture just within this little thumb-sized view. It's kind of interesting, but it didn't take off. It died really quickly. After that, they were looking into watches, which I thought was really niche content. No one was really doing anything cool with watches. There's all of this content around it, but there wasn't a really one place you could go. So they built an app called Watchville to basically just curate all of this watch content to one location. Turns out this worked, blew up, and they were acquired. So North is actually no more. North was acquired by one of the top watch magazines, and I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this correctly. I think it's called Bodonki. It's a watch brand. So, they found a product that stick, it worked, it sold. It's awesome. So, you have to respond. When there's opportunity, you got to respond. So this is what we're doing. So let's talk about our products first. So our first product is called follow-up. This is a problem I see constantly. Ryan and I talk about this, we see this all the time. And the problem is, you go to an event, maybe you show up to the Catalyst next year at the Venture Center, but you don't have a business card on you. A lot of us face that. Or you face the problem that you do get someone your business card, but you never hear from them again. What if that relationship was good? What if that's someone you really needed to communicate with? So essentially what we're doing is a business card replacement, but we want to emphasize more on the context around things. So it's really simple. You meet someone, you can put in their name and their email, and you can send them a custom email now. Or maybe you're going to a mixer event, you're meeting a lot of people, and you can just choose later. And you choose later, it stores it in an inbox, so later that night you can just go send it to them. What we're adding to it is a video element. So not only can you send a custom email message, you can also attach a 30-second video just to humanize it more, which we think is really cool. So this is available today in the Apple App Store. You can download it for free. So we built the second app. We built an app called Attendant. And the idea came from this, I don't know if any of you are on Slack, that's kind of like the cool new in chat room. There's a developer channel here in Little Rock, and one day we were discussing about all these events coming up, and most of these events we missed. So we started kind of brainstorming about this, and this is the problem I face. Like, I can keep up with tech events, but I have other interests. Like, I'm really into film, or I'm into food, and other things. And anytime I discover those events, they're long gone. I missed out on them. I hate that. And we can't really find one channel that offers all these events. So I decided, let's just build it. Let's solve this problem. So it's a clean interface. You open the app, it uses current location, so you get a statewide view of what's going on. So you can see all the upcoming events. If you're an event organizer, you can post your event from the app. And we added an upvote feature. So if you see something you like, you can upvote stating that you're going, so people can kind of see what's popular going on. So this is available on iOS, and you can get this today in the Apple App Store for free. So now let's talk about content. As I said before, we are mobile development plus custom content studio. So how this really sparked is pretty great. I don't know if you don't know Ryan Gennady, you need to get to know him. Because he's an incredible guy. But if you haven't had coffee with him, he has a series of questions he likes to ask. Yes. I heard these questions, it was like instant. As soon as I heard this, I was like, this is brilliant. This would make an incredible podcast. So that's what we're doing. We're doing a podcast called 7 on South. It's the same questions, but it's different people. We'll be doing this once per week. This is coming out this fall. We're doing another podcast as well. We're doing one called Take 25. I will be hosting this. So I listen to a lot of various podcasts, and I have a lot of likes and interests. And at the end of the day, content is king, and I think we can make really good content. So I enjoy learning about everything from tech to apps to music to ideas, movies. I just want to talk about it. But I want to put it in emphasis. I don't want to talk about what's really going on around the world. I want to emphasize, like, what about these things are happening here in Arkansas? I'm thinking a lot about that, and I came up with this name, Take 25. Arkansas is the 25th state, and it just kind of worked. This name just worked. So we'll be doing a weekly podcast. It's going to be me with various people. We'll have some regular guests, but I'm going to bring in friends as well. And this will be launching this fall as well. So let's go ahead and like sum up real quick. So as of today, we successfully built and launched 2 apps to the Apple App Store. We have 2 unique pieces of content coming this fall. But let's talk about what's coming to the future, like what's next. And we have a 3rd app that's almost complete. And today we should give you a little sneak peek. So coming out this fall, we have our 3rd app called Fresh. This will be a social network app, mobile first. It's going to be a little different. The spin we're putting on this is you can only post once a day. So looking at the current market, it's very, very cluttered. Twitter is not doing good. Facebook's constantly changing their algorithm. It's just noisy. And I want to eliminate that noise. So the idea around this is, what happens in your day that's most meaningful to you, and share it. And once you share it, that's all you can share on this product for that day. The rest of your day should be around engaging with your friends' posts. So we put more emphasis on engagement. You can only share it once a day. You can share anything from a photo to a video to an audio piece. So that's what we've been working on. And looking forward to questions. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get it kicked off.
Do we have the first question? First. And if you don't mind, for the folks who are tuning in on Google Hangouts, stating your name and kind of background before you ask your question.
I'm Joe Calhoun, I'm a commercial property lawyer. I'm not a programmer. I'm just real curious. I mean, you guys are prolific. What sort of time limit is standard is it taking for it to from start to finish pre-plans?
Sure, great question. So what I've learned through my experience is all about having a process. And you may hear this term a lot, but you gotta find the right process. So for us, what we look to is once we have an idea, we need to design that idea out. We need to get the vision for how we want it to look. And then after that, if it's gonna be more of a back-end component, we build a back-end structure, and then from there we go into the actual mobile development. So I've been doing this for 5 years. I've built a lot of libraries and frameworks that help me. So depending on the complexity of the app, it may take me a week. If it's more complex, it could take me 3 weeks. So building out the product really, realistically, does not take very long. And we're looking into MVP mode. So with the minimum viable product, what can we get out to the market first to see if it really works? And once it works, then we start layering in more features.
Brian Sykes, my company name is Road. 2 questions. Your intended app, how do you aggregate data and filter it to know it's either complete or weeding out things you don't want to have up there? And then secondly, what's your revenue model?
Sure. So first question, so right now with what you see in the app, that was just work. That was just me grinding and finding as many events as I could and actually talking to them, sharing my story, and then seeing if they want to be a part of this pre-launch. So that's all that was. Moving forward, they can add events in the app. Now, to monitor it, that's just something we're going to be doing day in and day out. We'll be monitoring this, so if anything is a red flag, we'll remove it right away. But the way it's working is what are the future events. So it'll show you like kind of like, for example, you can see like what happens today on, but once it moves to the next day, you won't see the previous day.
But the event organizers have to post the data, you're not going and getting it.
No, I'm not going and getting it. I'm allowing event organizers to post it themselves. Correct. In terms of the revenue model, right now this is MVP, so we have a pipeline for future features, and that's something we're still discussing. So if anyone has an event background and would like to speak with us, that's incredible. It's fun.
My name is Laurie, and as an event planner for a couple of different nonprofits in town, this is going to be a great resource. So when is it launching, and will it be available only on iPhones, or is it going to be Android friendly as well?
Sure. So iPhone is available today. You can get it right now in the App Store for free. We were just discussing this before. It will be available both for web and for Android. We make it web out first, and then Android will come later. But let's get to work. Let's get it down to solve.
Next question. I have a quick one. First, I'll start with a comment. I actually think that it's cool that you guys are taking a long-term approach to what you're doing and really just focusing on how to think creatively and test a bunch of different things. But what are you guys doing to kind of sustain yourselves while you're doing that? Is this a part-time thing, like building out ideas for more other revenue opportunities currently that you're working on those?
Sure. So to answer that, we do have quite a few products built that are going to be revenue-based. We have products where you will have to pay to use them. Outside of that, to sustain us, we're freelancers, so we're on the market constantly looking for work. That allows us to pay our bills, and then every other second of the day, we're working on this.
Yeah, I'm Scott. I was wondering, so your end goal is kind of like, whatever, it's like you go to the floor and now that you like, well, 9 girls say no, 1 girl says yes, get So how do you know when the girls say yes? What are you looking for in terms of, so, and after it's all the number of users, number of views, what lets you know that it's a success?
Yeah, you're looking for a lot of that. So you're essentially looking for kind of that hockey stick scale. So it's essentially going viral, right? Are you getting picked up with enough media attention? It's, you know, it's going to be a lot of those layers. What we're looking for, especially with attendance, I really want to come back here in the next 36 days and share kind of where we're at with this product. But it's looking at like, how many users are we getting, how many events are being added, how many people are stating we're going to events. We're looking at that just like how quickly it's growing. How fast it's going will rank us up to get on Android faster and get let out faster. But yeah, you're looking for a lot of that stuff. Like, you know, are people sharing this through social? Are they using like our hashtags? Is it getting enough awareness? Is the media picking up? Where's it at in the App Store in terms of, is it on the homepage? Is it in the top 45? We're looking at all that. We're putting in the work to get us there.
This is Paul Gower. I have a good question for you about the direction you decided to go. So, like these apps you have on the iOS store, was there a reason you decided not to do like a web version first and then have like iOS component? And the reason I say that is, for instance, myself as a user, generally most apps, especially like the Attend app, it's not very convenient to enter the data. Usually, like entering a lot of data, like like the description and all that, it's a little more cumbersome than doing it on keyboard on my laptop or something, right? Sure. So, is that where you're just curious about your thoughts on that? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
why is mobile first versus doing a website?
Sure. That makes a ton of sense, and especially with Attendant, that's been on my mind. If you download the app and look at it, the form to fill out is pretty easy. It's really, really simple. We try to make it like using a lot of the iOS components to make it easy on your life. Probably where you spend the most time on is the description, unless you already had something pre-built, you can copy and paste it, right? But I get what you're saying. If you just look at the world, like, I mean, mobile's dead, like that's the new desktop. That's where people are looking first. And if you look at like iOS compared to Android to the rest, iOS is considered like the IMAX experience. People are naturally going to look at the iPhone first to see what works. If it does seem to be working, then they know Android's coming soon.
Good job. Hey, this is exciting. So, you guys, you know, have a bunch of ideas, basically. And what I really love walking around town now is that everybody's they're out there. Could you talk a little bit about how you vetted down and maybe some advice for folks in the crowd on how to define that inspiration, how to kind of start?
Sure. Well, that's a great question. It's somewhat tough to answer because I feel like it can be different for everyone. But he's right. There's no more new ideas. Everyone has ideas. I've got books full of ideas. But finding the right ideas is very difficult. I think a lot of it just comes down to your passion, right? So I think when you look at the ideas you have, you really need to put in the work. You need to put in the work to see, are there competitors? What are competitors doing? You need to put in the work to see, is there an audience? And if there's an audience, how quickly can I get to them? You're looking for, like right now we're living in what's called the attention graph. It's what I'm building to get people's attention. Once I have their attention, can I turn that into the value? So I think at the end of the day, when you're looking at it, put in the work to actually vet your ideas, pitch it to friends, find sources to get market data, and then are you emotionally invested in it? Are you ready to go all in, put all the chips in on this one idea? I think that's when you know that that's it.
We have time for a few more questions. If anyone has any.
Scott, I'm just wondering how much goes in behind the scenes as far as very illegal or anything like, especially if you're at follow-up. And is that something that can be announced at the beginning of a conference? And, you know, there be somebody as far as the passage of the handshake, you know, so we can actually or papers and things like that. Do a lot of powers considered very illegal, or do you have to do some sort of step-by-step to make sure you're out?
This is a really good question. So, I guess if you're looking at follow-up specifically, really nothing regarding legal. It's essentially a utility app, and we actually have two competitors on the market. About.me did one, which in that case, essentially all you're really sharing is you can send someone your about.me webpage. And then there's another company called You that put out an app called Intro. They're actually both called Intro. They're doing the same thing, but they're not adding in enough context, right? So in terms of like the legal for this, not much really. It's more so like are there competitors, what are they doing, what are the pain points, how can we go solve those? But to get your products into the market, it takes a little bit of time. So, you know, we're an LLC, so we had to go through getting our LLC, our articles created, Apple, Google Play, we have to pay in the year to use the market, so you have to have money ready for that. And then after that, it's just time.
Morning, Luke. Well, Joshua here. Question for you is, so I understand the difficulties you're saying. We've got to take jobs that pay bills, and then with every other minute we're going towards this and trying to build out your venture. How do you reconcile that opportunity? Because you love to go full time, have this, and yet a lot of companies that you're probably working with, they're startups as well, and they probably don't have large budgets to work with you on. So how do you, as a business owner, kind of make that trade-off on time? I'm curious to know your thoughts. It's a really difficult space that a number of people live in. Is we've got to pay the bills, and so we've got to take billable time. But at the same time, our passion might be over here. We'd love to see it grow. How do you deal with that as an entrepreneur, trying to build something out, but at the same time pay bills? It's a wonderful question.
Even so, that also ties into your work-life balance, right? You know, I'm still young. I'm married. I've got to have time for my wife. I've got to have time for family. So the way I see it is really just are you making the most efficient use of the time in the day that you're awake? So, you know, we're freelancers, so we have I'm super organized. Like, you can ask these guys, like, my calendar is my life. I'm scheduled. I've learned why, because I've made mistakes in the past. So for me, like, I do contract work with another startup, and I have set hours of the day. And when I'm in those hours, they have, you know, I'm going to work with them. But then after you get outside of that, I feel you need a little bit, have some structure on what you're doing. Like, where are you putting your time in terms of development? Where are you putting your time into research and marketing? But here's my trick. Here's what I did. I made a custom document to track all of my finances. And I feel like that's what's really got me on the path. I can quickly visualize how much I have to pay that month in bills versus how much money I have left over versus what are my long-term bills. Because I got student loans. I'm not rich. Like, I've got a lot of that I've got to pay. That's what's really helping me get structured. Is I can open up the custom document I made every day, see where I'm at financially, and know, do I need to allocate more time to find more clients, make that extra money, or do I have more time to put into this?
anyone have any last question?
Brian, Treasurer here. Coming from a background being in the agency world as well as having your own startup, what tips do you have as far as focusing on projects, especially being in the kind of MVP space where it's a 40, 80, 120 hour, to launch kind of market? Are you focusing on one idea? Are you working on an idea and prepping a vision and action at the same time? Any tips on that?
Sure. So that's pretty much what we did is again, this is from past startup experience, past development experience. I've kind of fallen into that trap where I get a lot of ideas. I start building on one, and then I jump ship to another, and then I go back to it. Then I've got a third idea, and I don't know what I'm this. And what I've learned from that is nothing is done efficiently. So you have to have some structure. So we have the idea for follow-up, and we focus all of our attention on that. You gotta have a process, design, kind of the development structure, and build. And that's what we did. We built it, we tested it, and we're like, all right, this is done, let's get ready to launch. And we just move on to the next idea. So we actually started fresh pretty early, and that's near complete. But we started talking about this event issue, and now we got super passionate about that. So we kind of put fresh to the side, and then went all the years on and did it, and we built that and finished it. So if you've got a lot of ideas, figure out what's the easiest, what can I execute the quickest as an MVP, get that done first, or just figure out, what I'm the most passionate about, and put all your time to that first.
All right. So we have one last question for you. We had every single million cups. What can we do today to help stop measures? Sure.
To help us out today, what would be wonderful is check out the 2 apps that we have in the App Store, and just please share it with your friends. I'd love to come back in the next 30 to 60 days and give an update on where it's in the app.
Awesome. Let's get into it. Thank you all for coming out. We're going to get a quick update on upcoming events.
Yeah.
Tons.
Yeah, not at all.
Okay, it's about to get really busy in here. It's been busy this summer, but September and October are going to be crazy busy. So we want to make sure all of you guys know about that stuff. I know papers old school when it works, right? So just pass it around. Okay, first off, we have a Build It series with the guys who created Mainstream Technologies in here, and next Tuesday night. It generally costs $10 if you're not an interest or member to attend, because we have beer and snacks, wine and stuff. And it's a Q&A session. These guys are going to tell us how they went from having a typical, corporate day job to deciding that they were going to form a company at one night at drinks over drinks. They wrote it out quite literally on a napkin and took that to get their first contract, which, by the way, was a 7-figure first contract. So they also have an interesting story about how they saved a client over $100 million, which is a pretty good story to have too. They're interesting guys. I know that it may not seem like it's going to be fun on the surface because it can come across as a bunch of old guys talking about an old guy company, but it's not that. They're really dynamic people who are going to tell you how they built one of the biggest software companies anywhere right here in Little Rock. So that's next Tuesday. If you use the code 1MCLR, just like you would tweet, that's the hashtag for Million Cups, right? If you use that as a discount code, it won't cost you anything to come. Okay, so 1MCLR, and you can come for free next Tuesday. After that, we have the Catalyst Speed Mixer, which is the following Tuesday on September 8th. Great time. We've had a lot of our startups find fantastic talent there. So you entrepreneur guys who are looking for new gigs, I would highly recommend that you come by Catalyst Speed Mixer, because we have startups who are looking to hire talent. We have corporations who are looking to hire talent. It's just a great way to get plugged into the Central Arkansas community. Right, April? April never misses it, y'all, so you should check out what she does. All right, and then last but not least, there's certainly more on the sheet, but I want you guys all to know about our next Code It, which is going to be September 22nd. You guys, did anybody play Centipede?
Right, can I get a hand? Apparently there are only like 5 of us in this room who play Centipede. Okay, so it's a really cool Atari game.
They're like,
Any
Atari,
cool,
what?
girl coders in the room? I see one at least. Okay, 2. All right, well, so the woman who created Atari Centipede lives in Little Rock. And she's gonna come and talk to us about being a pioneer girl coder in 1980 at Atari. She's gonna show us some code, talk to us about how she wrote the Centipede game, and basically tell us all kinds of cool stuff. So, come learn about retro gaming and how this woman ended up being a rhetoric and writing teacher at UR. So she kind of took a 180. Anyhow, so that's Code It on September 22nd. Check out our website for more. Come to BDF questions.
Thank you, Jessica.
You.
For those of you who don't know Jessica or Steve, they're great people to get to know if you want to get plugged into the Convention Center. There's only hang out here. And also, you're working with today, is that happening today?
Yes.
So if you want to hang out and you can get some work done today, there's plenty of space in the Convention Center, Tech Park area that you can hang out and get your work done. And that's for free, no matter for today. And
If you're looking for a place for your business to live, there are also some free spaces in the Little Rock Tech Park right now.
awesome. Cool. All right, so thank you guys for coming out. Last thing I want to ask of y'all is if you know somebody who would enjoy coming to 1 Million Cups, get on Twitter and tweet at 1 Million Cups and introduce us to them. Or just say, hey, you should come check this out. So we definitely want to keep growing this thing. And that's pretty much the question. Yeah.
We usually ask people to have events to tell.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, does anybody else have any additional events coming up?
I'm loud. I have 2. Tomorrow night at Irvin's Pub, we're going to start having monthly yappy hours. We're going to have a yappy hour at Irvin's Pub, and then we're having a nonprofit fundraiser, dog wash, and auto, debate auto parts, and we're all on money here. So this is on the food and events. A dog wash. Yes. From 12 till 3, bring your dogs and we'll wash them for you and raise money.
Awesome, thank you. Anyone else? All right.
Yes, I don't need it.
Oh, please.
Hello, my name is Mary. I'm a campus director at the Iron Guard. All of our students are here today. Hey. Hello. Okay, on September 18th, they're going to have a demonstration day where we're going to show our kind of the culmination of our work during the 12 weeks of the Iron Guard. And we'll be sending out invitations in the next 2 days. So if you'd like to receive one, you can let me know. Or you can find us on BF.com.
Awesome.
All right, y'all have a wonderful day. We'll see y'all next week and stay down here.
Hey, Sam.